What's up, everybody? Over these last 2 weeks, I've binged Better Call Saul, and I'm really glad I got into Better Call Saul when I did. I'm gonna be honest. The thing that pushed me over the edge was not too long ago I binged Breaking Bad, and I saw they were gonna bring back Jesse and Walter, and they were gonna show up in this final season. And I always been putting Better Call Saul off, and I never knew why. I just never know why I put it off for so long. And I thought the show was gonna be like a bunch of honestly, every time I always saw little previews for Better Call Saul or shots from it, was always Nacho, Gustavo. I thought it was gonna be very cartelish, and I thought it was gonna be split up, Jimmy's story and the cartel story, and it kind of is split up like that. But in the first 3 seasons, I didn't expect as much Jimmy as we got. They were very slow burn in how they did things. They aren't trying to rush the connections to Breaking Bad. They're taking their time. And when you binge it like that and you just watch them take their time to get to the connections, I think it makes it a lot better than them just giving them to you in the first season. So I really appreciated them taking their time to get to the connections to Breaking Bad. One of the biggest connections that popped me was the All Good Man. That's where he got Saul Goodman from. It's All Good Man. When he said that at the end of season 4, I popped so hard. And he's walking away, and he's in his full Saul form, the mannerisms. He calls someone sweetheart for the first time, and he goes, "It's all good, man." And it's oh. And one of my favorite characters other than Saul has to be Howard. Because even because I always wondered, because Howard comes off as he's a smug, rich guy, has the perfect hair, drives a perfect car, all of this, that, and the third. You think you're supposed to hate him, but the more you watch, you realize, yeah, he's smug. This guy is really not a bad guy at all. He's presented and make you think he's a bad guy, but if you really pay attention, nothing he does is bad. And as the seasons progress, they continuously mess with him. Jimmy and Kim continuously mess with him for nothing. And I was realizing that in the middle of season 5, really, when I was because I kept waiting for him to be a true douchebag. I kept waiting for to have a reason for why Jimmy and Kim kept messing with him. And then I realized there's no reason coming. It's fucking with the guy for no reason. And Jimmy tried to blame Chuck's death on Howard, when everyone knows that's not Howard's fault. If it's anyone's fault, it's Jimmy's fault. And he kept trying, and I guess that he tried to deflect that as the reason why he's fucking with Howard. And we all know that's not even Howard's fault. And then it was so satisfying to see Howard finally tell them what in in the last episode of the mid-season finale. But just as he got to tell him what's what, he died to Layla. And they built a whole character of Lalo Salamanca of a throwaway line in season 1. That is so impressive. They built a boogeyman of a throwaway line in season 1 of Breaking Bad. That is so impressive. Another character that I love is Mike. They're very slow burn on Mike. For the most of the first times you see Mike, he's at the toll booth. And you're just waiting. When's Mike going to start doing Mike things? When Mike's going to start doing Mike things? And they're very slow burn about it. He does Mike things for the same reason he did it in Breaking Bad. He wants to help his family. He wants to protect his family. He wants to make sure his family's taken care of. This is really this. I love that they stay true to Mike. Mike is all about fairness, morals, and staying true to your word. And I love that. Another character I really like in Better Call Saul is Nacho. I never browsed of Reddit or any of the forums while I was watching the binging the show because I didn't want to spoil myself. But the second I was done with binging the whole show and I went to the Reddits, I could tell from my first watch that Nacho was gonna get compared a whole lot to Jesse. And I can't sympathize with Nacho and Jesse the way I sympathize with Howard. Because as Mike would put it, Nacho and Jesse are in the game. They're in the game. Howard wasn't in the game. The way Howard goes out is probably the worst death in all of him, and Hank are the worst deaths in all of the Breaking Bad continuity, easily, because they weren't in the game. They were just two good guys. No matter how they were presented towards you, maybe sometimes Hank came off as a prick, but he was a good guy. Yeah, maybe Howard comes off as a smug douchebag, but he's a good person deep down. Not even deep down, he's just a decent guy. He's just a decent guy. Even when he was giving it to Kim and Jimmy, and Lala comes in and the tone changes, he immediately starts to worry about them. That's a good person right there. But I can't sympathize with Nacho and Jesse because they're in the game. They knew what Nacho's whole story arc is trying to get out of the game to protect his father. And I can sympathize with that, but he put his father in that position by being a part of the game. And I feel like not only was that his story arc, Nacho was supposed to be there to show us what happens when Gustavo tries to rule someone through fear. And it puts more weight on the Jesse story, because in Breaking Bad, we see Gustavo be more patient with Jesse. But towards the end, then he starts to try to rule with fear again. And we know how that turned out for him. So not only that Nacho was there for us to kind of sympathize, but he was there to build layers on not only Gustavo, but other characters' motivations towards in Breaking Bad, which I loved as well. So yeah, if you ask me, Better Call Saul is the best show on TV, without a doubt. No show touches Better Call Saul. No show on television right now touches Better Call Saul. They just don't. They're not gonna touch Better Call Saul. I'm very excited to see how the show ends. The character Kim. Kim's awesome. I love Kim. Everything about Kim is awesome. I love her. Any other characters I'm missing? All the characters are pretty great. There's not a character that I just love to see. It was the couple that stole the treasury money. You get this. I love that couple too. They're awesome as well. But yeah, like I said, Better Call Saul is the best show on television. No show touching it. I'm very excited to see how it ends. And if they were to say they were going to do a Jesse series, which I'm gonna come out and say it right now, I think they're going to do a Jesse series. I know a lot of people might disagree. I think they're going to do a Jesse series, especially in the world of streaming where everyone wants a top tier show. They're fucking doing a God of War show. They do a show about anything. So someone's going to pay Vince and them enough money, and they're going to do a Jesse show. I'm calling it right now. So I might be wrong with that, but I'm pretty in this world of. If you asked me 3 years ago they would ever do a Jesse show, I probably would have said no. But in the world of streaming now, I think they're going to do a Jesse show. So I know Better Call Saul is going to end, but in my mind, with the way things are, I don't feel like this is the end of the Breaking Bad universe. I feel like we still got one more show in it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Better Call Saul. I honestly get some thoughts on Breaking Bad as well. But yeah, that's what I think. Peace.